February 2026 is coming in hot. You got Soulslikes, comedy shooters, Japanese mobsters, and Resident Evil coming at you. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, the top 10 new games of February 2026. Starting off at number 10, it's Aces of Thunder, a flight combat simulator that drops you into various aerial battles that take place.
Bro, I just started getting into like the Air Force, Navy kind of games, I guess because I'm an old man now. I'm having a lot of fun in World of Warships. I'm looking forward to getting this game right here, Aces of Thunder. I might have to go ahead and buy that one.
Between World War I
just
and
off
World
the
War
look.
II. Aces of Thunder, of course, influenced by War Thunder's simulation roots. This game has just meticulously recreated aircraft according to everything I can see, as well as their marketing stuff. This game has the distinction of being a pretty darn looking dogfighting game that's coming to PC and PS5 with full PSVR 2 support. That's either good or bad for your stomach, I don't know. But War Thunder is landing February 3rd for the aforementioned platforms. Hey, you're probably, statistically speaking, not subscribed to Game Ranks. So if you could do it, it's Ragnarok, right? Turn-based strategy, tactical RPG. You play as Gunnar, a warrior whose life was just taken apart by a rival who brutally murdered your father, destroyed your home, and, well, you've got to rebuild your settlement, forge alliances, pick up the pieces, and do it.
I've never played a turn-based like this. I think I did one with my son. It was like there was like ducks and different kinds of animals that had guns. That was a couple of years ago. That's probably the only one. But I'm interested because I really enjoy chess.
Through turn-based battles. Now, to me, this is a pretty cool-looking game because it's kind of like XCOM, but there's a degree of verticality that I think XCOM maybe doesn't typically tout itself for here. There's a lot of terrain, elevation stuff, and of course, the Norse thing makes it pretty unique in that space. Norse Oath of Blood is landing February 3rd on PC and Xbox Series. Number 8 is Dragon Quest Reimagined. Hey, remember the 2000 JRPG Dragon Quest VII, Fragments of the Forgotten Past? One of the most sprawling tales of the whole Dragon Quest series?
Yeah.
Well, they've rebuilt that game from the absolute ground up. They've kept the story of the original where you do some past and present stuff, unlock.
It looks good, it looks fun.
Blah, blah. Won't spoil it in case you haven't played it, but it updates it with some completely modern visuals and world design. They streamline some of the pacing, the quality
of
gameplay that you might expect in this type of a project. Supposedly it's all there. They've also added some new features like moonlighting, which is what they're calling dual vocation mechanic. You can have two different classes at once, more or less, vocations in this game. And also they've done away with random battles and made it so that you see your enemies on the map.
I've never played Dragon Quest. Is it anything like Dragon Ball Z? And forgive me for those who may be offended.
Which is, I think, fast becoming the preferred turn-based thing in these types of remakes.
Turn-based.
Or, stuff like Octopath Traveler. There's the Final Fantasy method and the Chrono Trigger method. This is the Chrono Trigger method. I think people prefer it. If you're a JRPG veteran who wants to play this game again, or you've never played a Dragon Quest game in your life, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined looks like a very good way to experience a classic. It's landing February 5th on PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch 1 and 2. The Switches. At number 7 is Neo.
And look, before you get into that one, you guys go down to the comments below and let me know what systems you guys playing on, what games y'all are playing. I might, start a little party chat or something like that so we can get together.
3. This takes us to a dark, myth-heavy feudal Japan and gives us some more open-ended regions rather than strictly linear.
This looks like my type of game. That Devil May Cry, Sekiro type of, I like those kind of games. I like fighting things that look like that. I like being things that look like that and fighting things that look normal as well.
That means the levels are going to be bigger, more interconnected, filled with shortcuts, but also that lightning-fast, brutally precise combat that the Neo series has established. They've also expanded the Yokai Shift and Spirit Fusion system.
Looks good.
You can merge Guardian Spirits mid-combat for temporary forms. It's not reinventing Neo or anything, or the Souls-like genre for that matter. There is a reason why we have a...
Do y'all play Souls-like? do y'all hate yourself that much that y'all play Souls like? I did play Sekiro, but I can't mess with that genre as a whole.
Sort of subgenre of Neo-likes that has popped up. This series has really done a good job establishing itself as its own thing, as well as a very good interpretation of the Souls-like formula. Neo 3 is landing February 6th on PS5 and PC. Moving on to number 6, it's Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties, which is
New
sort of a
Yakuza.
double dip. It's a remake of Yakuza 3, once kind of an actually divisive entry to the series, but a lot has been done to bring a lot of quality of life stuff here. For instance, Kiryu's slower block-heavy combat has been updated to feel...
I'm not really a fan of Yakuza. I don't really like the combat. The game itself, it feels a little too loose for me. I feel like it's, I don't know. The feel of the game as I'm moving the character and things like that, I can't get with it.
Feel closer to Kiwami 2, which was itself an evolution of everything that we've seen in the series. They're also preserving the more grounded tone of the original story, at least as grounded as Yakuza gets. And then there's Dark Ties, which is where things get spicy. It's a standalone narrative adventure, basically another game, focuses on the criminal underworld Kiryu doesn't see. There's new characters, new factions, grittier
Did you
tone,
see his face? He was scared as hell.
And then there's Dark Ties, which is where things get spicy. It's a standalone narrative adventure, basically another game, focuses on the criminal underworld Kiryu doesn't see. There's new characters, new factions, grittier tone, and it mixes the sort of classic brawler mechanics of Yakuza with some new tactical abilities. In all seriousness, these guys know how to make a good Yakuza game. They know how to make old Yakuza games that were kind of a little inconsistent into full-ass classics by updating them, and now they're just giving you like new games with them too. Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties comes out February 12th on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series. And
it looks good, but I can't get with it.
The first game from Tarsier Studios,
Reanimal,
Bandai Namco, and they went right back to the psychological horror that they are known for. Reanimal, it's got the Little Nightmares feel. It's maybe a little scarier.
I was going to say it looks like something I played before.
It follows two orphan siblings trapped on a grotesque island where everything, the animals, the environments, the fog, and the water, just everything feels aggressively wrong. Tarsier is, they're great at side-scrolling exploration, environmental puzzles, stealth, and they are sticking to it. The main
That looks good. Do you guys play horror games?
evolution is full co-op, letting a second player control the second sibling. But other than that, it looks like they know what they want people to know that they do. They want people to know they're the Little Nightmares people, which is good. That's what they should want to do, because they made a killer series that's a big hit, and they deserve to revel in it. Reanimal is landing on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series February 13th. And number 4 is High on Life 2, Squanch Games' follow-up to the first, kind of vaguely controversial game.
Weird looking.
It's definitely the type of humor that, well...
Bro, what's that? I think it was a game called Odd World. That's what that reminds me of.
It is a large part of your decision whether you like the game or not. This time around, the game is a little more structured. It's also bigger.
Fun.
You've got more open levels, more planets, and obviously a bunch of new weapons.
Bioweapons.
Obviously, we know the whole Justin Roiland thing went down, and I have no interest in litigating that here, but it does mean he's not in the game. The writing team shifted towards a more ensemble-driven approach, and whether that's appealing to you or not, the game itself looks more polished. Certainly
it looks really good.
They must have taken the money and reinvested it. The first one actually did pretty well, and this second one looks like a pretty worthy follow-up if it was something you enjoyed. High on Life 2 is landing February 13th on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series. And number 3 is Styx Blades of Greed. Somehow, against all AAA logic, Styx is still alive, stealthing it up. Blades
Never
of
played
Greed
this
pushes
one.
the series further into a more open-ended type of level.
That looks good too.
You have a lot of vertical stuff going on.
I mean, I guess all games look good now, or at least a large majority of them. If you're releasing on a major console and it's a A to AAA game, I guess they all look good now. And I think that's why it's so hard to decipher which games you might want to buy. and then the price of the games are going up. So you got to be really careful and selective about what you're going to invest your time in.
And it's set up for some creative stealth situations. Obviously, you're not just sneaking past guards in these games. Here, you are manipulating lighting, sound, patrol routes. In fact, I would say that some of this is very Arkham-like. Obviously, the stealth portions of
Arkham.
But the big
so
hook this time is the greed system. Sticks can tap into a corrupting power that boosts his abilities like invisibility, cloning, mind tricks. But the more you rely on it, the more dangerous the world becomes. Like, enemies adapt, environments shift. Like, let's say you like using...
That's a cool mechanic. The more you rely on your powers, the more dangerous the world becomes. So you have to figure out how to move around without overdoing it.
A stealth route, and the enemies figure it out. Suddenly there's a bunch of them there all the time. Obviously, a Styx game is not going to be trying to be a big mainstream blockbuster, but that's why these games work. Styx Blades of Greed is coming February 19th to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series. Moving on to number 2, it's Menace. Ever thought, hey, I sure wish XCOM was harder? If you have, well, Menace looks like that's exactly where you're going to be wanting to look for whatever the hell it is you're looking for. Menace puts you in charge of a mobile mercenary
got the Halo-style helmets on.
Force that's bouncing between planets.
Juggernaut.
Well, part of an overarching set of campaigns. Injuries carry over, supplies matter the whole time. Everything's pretty much permanent. Combat's turn-based, very XCOM-like. There's line of sight, destructible cover, and verticality. It's a very brutal-looking version of XCOM, basically. And in every way, I might
check this one out too.
Good game. And I think if you're interested in it, it's probably good to be dropping by their Steam page on February 5th, because that's where it's landing on PC. And finally, at number 1, it's Resident Evil Requiem. Capcom did not just want to win February, they wanted to own February. And the next major...
Bro, I didn't even know that this was coming out until maybe 2 weeks ago. So I might get it, but I game now in this basement in the middle of nowhere. It's bro, I don't know. I might have to stream it.
Major evolution of the Resident Evil franchise is landing. It's very classic Resident Evil with a modern edge. Like, in every way, it's like the remakes, but a new game. That is something that makes me very happy, because it's exactly what I wanted after they finished up the 7 and Village storyline. This one's
those were good. I played both of those. Village was good. I liked Village more than I liked 7, to be honest. I thought 7 was good as well, but I really enjoyed Village. It was a different kind of Resident Evil game for me.
In Raccoon City, and let's be serious, this is a very good looking thing. It's something that not only do we not really know a lot about, but everything we do know looks beyond great. Resident Evil Requiem is coming February 27th to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series. I do have some bonus games for you. First is Mugenics, a turn-based RPG about genetically ruined cats. You're basically breeding cats and sending them into tactical battles. It's super niche, but like,
what the hell?
It does scream insanity in a good way.
Yes, it does.
Like, looks pretty systems heavy. Looks like there is a degree of customization that is, it's going to go further than expected, I think. This is actually one that I only recently heard of, and honestly, it looks pretty sweet. Mugenics is landing on PC February 10th. Next is Carmageddon Rogue Shift. Yes, that Carmageddon. It's vehicular carnage game. I don't know what else to say to you.
Kind of like a Resident
game, but really the point.
This is like that game Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal was the hottest game on the planet when I was young.
Point is racking up damage everywhere, more or less. Carmageddon was a series I used to play like way back, and I'm super excited to play a new one. This one's landing on PC February 6th. And finally, Avowed is coming to PS5. It was previously an Xbox exclusive, and it's landing the Pillars of Eternity universe and Obsidian's brand of first-person fantasy to the PS5 sometime this month. Not new, but it's new to PlayStation, so definitely a worthwhile game to check out if you haven't. That's all I've got for you today. Leave us a comment.
So look, which game are you guys looking at buying? I really like the first one, that Aces of Thunder. Of course, Resident Evil. And what was the other one? Was it, might have been Menace. Yeah, Menace, that SOCOM-like game. So go ahead and post your comments down below, guys. Tell me which games you're going to get and why. Then go ahead over to LNS Candle Co. Get yourself 15% off your order using code EMPOWERMENT. Love yourself, trust yourself, honor yourself, and value yourself. Peace.